Hello, hello. It's your girl Anyango here, hoping that you are healthy, wealthy, and free, and loving your life. Is how we do, right? Cool. Mastermind. What is a mastermind? Where do we find these masterminds? Who came up with this whole idea of a mastermind? So I've heard about the idea of a mastermind a few times, and I think the first time I heard about it was from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If you have not read it, you need to read it. If you don't want to read it, listen to the audiobook. That is a book that you should not go without reading. Number one is because any successful person who has read it will tell you that they reread that book every few years. They won't tell you I've read it twice, or the way you hear people say I've read the Bible cover to cover 2 times or 3 times. Now they say I reread it every few years, meaning that it's not like now it's a done thing. I'm rereading it now and I intend to continue rereading it in the future. That type of thing. So find a way and read it. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I'm gonna leave it in the deets down below. Okay. That's the first place where I actually heard it. I heard it in passing, and then I think I actually heard it again mentioned, still in reference to Think and Grow Rich. And now when I listen to the book, because I listened to it on audio, he explains the idea of the mastermind. The mastermind keeps you accountable to the goals that you've set, to what you're meant to be achieving, because you become accountable not just to yourself, but to them. You need to keep track of yourself because it is affecting the mastermind, and as you're keeping track of you, you're keeping track of them because they need you to help them be accountable. So it's that synergy of we are keeping each other straight, upright, on the target. We are moving together. That's, I believe, the point of a mastermind. Okay? Now, it could be that you do not have this mastermind exactly with you. I'm a split that a little bit. I may have not confused, or maybe they kind of blend into each other. So there is the mastermind, and then there's an accountability partner. Okay? So in terms of an accountability partner, you need that person who's actually with you to keep you on track, to ask you all the time. Could also be part of your mastermind. That is true. Okay? But the beauty of a mastermind is that it does not necessarily have to be a person in front of you. Your mastermind could be made up of your mentors, and it could also be made up of people who are not necessarily there with you. Okay? So the example that Napoleon Hill actually gives towards the end of his book is that he holds a mastermind meeting, I believe he said every night, and he brings together people from all over. He said he had the greats, I think. Did he have Kennedy, like John F. Kennedy? I remember he mentioned Jesus, and a few other greats. I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now, and I don't want to say the wrong names. But read the last chapter of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. But he basically went out and sourced. He's got a mastermind of about 30 people, dead or alive. And yes, I did say that he mentioned Jesus as a member of his mastermind group. And how interestingly he holds these meetings is that he holds them in his mind. He goes into this meditative state every night, right? And he calls the meeting. So he's actually the head of this meeting, and he's got all these great people. So, for example, my mentors at the moment are Lisa Nichols, Vusi Tembekwayo, Kobe Bryant. I've got Myles Munroe recently added, Denzel Washington, and 2 of these people are dead. Myles, Munroe, and Kobe Bryant. So you don't, yeah. And so now putting this into context of what he has or he did is that I would then in the night call my meeting with my mastermind. I don't know any of these people personally. Someday maybe I will, you know. But so I sit there, and if I'm having a problem of sorts, or just a discussion of the day, and in my mind's eye, we're at a table and we gather, and they walk in as they do, and he actually mentions initially it was, you know, kind of awkward, and he's having them there, and you know everybody's giving an opinion, or you actually you see them giving their opinion based on what you know about them, because for a person to become your mastermind or your mentor, you've studied them to some extent, so you know how they would react to a certain situation because you've read their books, you've watched clips, or you've watched their movies, you know how they speak, you know, you can even, if you watch the movies or their videos, you actually know how they sound, so you can hear them speak in their actual voices. And so you have them there with you, you have them, you know, in front of you, around you, and you bring up a problem. For example, you say, today I had this situation about my name, and it really struck me that, does this mean that I don't know my name yet, that I don't embrace my name? Is this a problem that I have? And then you hear, for example, Kobe saying that, what would Kobe say about this, about a name? I actually don't know what Kobe would say, because Kobe's all about like going forward and resilience, and well, Kobe would say, well, there's no reason to feel bad about it. I mean, just do better tomorrow. If there's no such thing as having failed in a situation, why are you feeling bad? Just do better tomorrow, and then you've no longer failed. Done. Vusi would probably say, well, it's your name. Take up your name and go with it. I mean, it is your name. Like, what's stopping you? I mean, just do it. And Lisa would say something like, your name is your identity. You need to embrace your identity. And if you can't do it today, then you can step into it slowly. Embrace it from within and then without. Speak it to yourself until you know it. And then speak it out so that everybody else can hear it. I think that's what Lisa would say. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I think that's what Lisa would say. So yeah, end. So then I would picture this happening. And then, so that would be, for example, my session. And then what Napoleon Hill's mastermind meetings evolved into was that now these individuals actually started to get their own characteristics and habits and mannerisms. And he said, like, I don't know why I don't remember their names, but anywho, so for example, one of them was always so somber, and he would come into the room and walk slowly in and just sit at the opposite head of the table, and sit there and just be, you know, in a mood. Or one day somebody would be, you know, all excited and would come in and walk into the room and come and embrace him or hold him by the shoulders, and, you know, like they became their own people. They developed personalities. I believe that's the word that he used. They developed personalities, you know. They became people. And it's kind of a freaky thing if you think about it. And beware, he actually said that it got to him, this fact that they became like people, and he actually stopped this for a moment because he thought to himself, yo, am I going crazy? Because I know this is not real, but it feels pretty real, you know. And he stopped for a while, but then something happened. Spoiler alert. Oh my goodness, spoiler alert. And he went back. I won't tell you what happened because you need to go read the book to find out. But he stopped for a moment, and then something happened that made him go back to having his mastermind meetings. Now, before I end this, I should actually state the purpose of the mastermind meetings. They keep you on track. Because we all know about entropy, right? So entropy means that we will forever be tending towards disaster, towards the negative, towards the wrong thing, towards lesser things, easier things, even when we know we should be doing better things, harder things, things that make us strive for better, und, right? That is the idea. So, it is important who you have in your mastermind. And now the point of all this is that you need to ensure that whoever you have in your mastermind is going to influence you positively. You cannot just haphazardly pick who you want in your mastermind because, for example, somebody else has had them. That is why it is okay to pick people who are not necessarily in your life. It is okay to pick people who are not alive. It's okay to pick people who you only know from books, that you've read about so much that yes, you want to be like this person. Okay, and you pick because this is your choice, this is your mind, this is your freedom. You can pick and choose the parts that you like and leave out the parts that you don't like. If they develop their own personalities, then of course they'll have the negative and positive. And I forgot to mention that they would even start in Think and Grow Rich, they would even start arguing with each other. You know, they're like, of course you would say that. But why exactly do you think these kind of things happen? Because of such nonsense like this, you know, like, anyway, I'm overreaching, but basically, yeah, you know, you're allowed to pick and choose the good things that you want and leave out the bad, because what you want from this master group is that you're going always towards the positive, so they can be perfect. If you require them to have a little humanity in them, then go ahead and let them do that. But you need to know what you want out of this mastermind. Choose. Don't just take what is given to you or what is stated by somebody else or whatever it is. Pick and choose exactly who you want in your mastermind. So yeah, that's my talk about the mastermind. I hope something made sense over there and I wasn't just rambling. But yeah, I pick your mastermind, have them around you in videos, audios. Listen to them so much and so many times that you can hear them in your voice when you're doing something wrong. Okay? Alright. I hope you enjoyed that. Take the gem, keep it in your pocket, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.